Hey guys, it's History Behind the Warrior, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 redone characters. And when I say redone, I mean more reinvent. Now for this list, I'm going to be using the original timeline as a reference, to not only use it as a comparison, but to show you how much the characters have grown. This will not only show the difference and quality of writing between Midway to NRS, but also the quality of how they've handled the characters, whether that be hero or villain. I will also be including sections from the Mortal Kombat X comics, to use once again as a reference. No matter add that this is also my own personal top 5s list, so you don't have to necessarily agree with everything that's here. So you're also more than welcome to put down in the comments below your own personal top 5. Now on that note, let's begin. Now at number 5 we have Riku, someone with an incredibly cool character design, especially for the original timeline, and with the cool premise of being Shao Kahn's successor, but ultimately it felt like he was just grasping at straws, as just after making his first ever appearance in Mortal Kombat 4, his character was dropped to Armageddon, but even in the Conquest mode he at most makes a very small cameo, and it's never really explained what he was doing between Mortal Kombat 4 and Armageddon, so that's definitely a very missed opportunity for character development. So understandably, a lot of Riku fans didn't like this. However, when the Mortal Kombat X comics finally came out, it gave a lot of new fans and old ones a new perspective on how Riku is. He wasn't just simply Mileena's general, he was a secret agent in the Outworld army, wanting to be more than an emperor of Outworld. He wanted to become a blood god, which is a concept that we actually haven't seen in the Mortal Kombat universe before. So by establishing a new form of power / magic, the limits of it are unknown at best. Also it allows the writers to have some freedom. Now when Riku is able to manipulate blood magic, he becomes a hell of a lot stronger than he was originally, being able to go toe to toe with people like Kotal Khan, Mileena and Ermac at the same time. He was definitely given a better opportunity in the new timeline than he did the old. Plus it's very refreshing to see an old villain return, especially when he's put front and center as the big bad. Now although he did die in the comics, we can all now rest easy knowing that he was at least done right, compared to his other timeline counterpart. Now we have Liu Kang. Now the reason why I've put the original champion of Mortal Kombat here is the massive twist and turn that he took in Mortal Kombat X, taking on this dark and vengeful tone, opposing to his more or less superhero counterpart in the original timeline. Now I by no means am trying to say that the original Liu Kang was boring, but this new Revenant version of him is quite refreshing. Not so much that he's a bad guy, but it certainly makes the character more human, as twisted and ironic as it sounds. Let's be honest, when we look back at it, Liu Kang was a pawn that was used by Raiden in order to protect Earthrealm. Outside of that, the character didn't really have any sort of emotion, so this new rewritten version of the character is certainly a breath of fresh air, being understandably pissed at Raiden for having his kind of girlfriend killed, and then accidentally kill him. So his rage and vengeful intent certainly isn't misplaced. Now there's one massive question that beckons on my mind. How much of what Liu Kang says is actually coming from being under the influence of Quan Chi? Because as we know, Revenant seem to have the reputation of being, well, dicks, wanting to hurt and strike down anyone on an emotional level. They seem to be extremely good at using this as a way of getting inside someone's head. But going back to my question, how much of what Liu Kang says is, well, Liu Kang? I believe for the most part that it's actually Liu Kang speaking from the heart, understandably pissed and putting all of the blame he can on Raiden for everyone dying, including killing him. It brings a much more emotional side out of the character that we haven't seen before, and in that case, good job writers. Now as for him becoming the new emperor of the Netherrealm, it seems like a very interesting concept, but I personally would say that it's far too early to kind of say that it's going to be executed extremely well. But yeah guys, that's my number 4. Now at number 3 we have Havok. Now as many of you do know, I'm a big fan of Havok, so I was extremely happy to see this character return, especially within the comics. Now first off, let's talk about his first appearance in the original timeline. Now Havok comes from the Chaos Realm, a place of madness and insanity, and that was really it for the character, being more of a cool concept than an actual plot device. So much like Riku when he was reintroduced into the universe, he did a fantastic job being the villain, as he was able to manipulate everyone from behind the line, using everyone he could grab a hold of as a tool, and insanely powerful this character had now become, being able to use the perks of blood magic to enslave even a god. So if we were to compare this to his other counterpart, the two characters could be more or less seen as completely different entities. Now despite his death being somewhat extremely rushed, he caused so much turmoil that it definitely puts him up as one of the best villains within the franchise. Now at number 2 we have Scorpion. A character that has undergone a massive change, especially compared to his original counterpart. Now the problem is with the original version of Scorpion is that his entire shtick was pretty much him being angry at someone and wanting to kill them. So needless to say that gimmick got very boring very quickly. So it was extremely refreshing to see Scorpion become Hanzo Hasashi, and much like Liu Kang, it helped humanize the character. And in the comics we were able to expand more on this, seeing him regain his humanity, attempting to rebuild the Shira Ryu, even becoming a father figure for Takeda. So from the comics and the game we were given so much material about this character, it was hard not to miss how much of a change he'd undertaken. Now once again in Mortal Kombat X he does go for like a vengeful purge, but it now seems that after Quan Chi's death, his need and desire for vengeance has seemed to finally have extinguished. For anyone that's a massive fan of Scorpion, please take the time to read the Mortal Kombat X comics, as you'll not only be doing a service for yourself, but also be able to experience the growth of Hanzo as a character. So please do take the time to read it. Now at number 1 we have Johnny Cage, someone who kind of went from being a background hero character to definitely becoming one of the most lovable characters within the Mortal Kombat franchise. Now comparing him back to his original counterpart, the character at most was kind of bland, and this for the most part was due to the game kind of lacking a story, or in the original timeline anyway. And I believe due to this lack of story, the character wasn't really able to be flushed out. So in the reboot, when the story was more or less the center of the game, he's finally given the characteristics that we've all longed and desired him to have, becoming the loving, egotistical, nut-punching arsehole that we've all come to know. And even during the reboot, he's been given more character development, with his marriage to Sonya and becoming a father to Cassie. So we were slowly able to see him kind of evolve from just being an egotistical actor, and I'm honestly glad that they've done this with him, as Johnny Cage has always been one of my personal favorites, and I hope to see him in many more future installments. And that's it for now, guys. But what do you think? Do you agree with my list? Or can you think of someone else that should have been on this list instead? Please put down in the comments below. Also, let me know what you'd like to see in my next top 5s list. We also have a Patreon page, so feel free to hop over there, as every little penny helps and goes towards the channel. Now, as always, guys, please comment, like, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. Please take care, and I will see you all next time.